Welcome to Outdoors and Country Living. I'm Leanne. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I can milk to make it shelf stable. This is considered a rebel canning project and is not approved for home canning, yet just know I am an experienced home canner of 26 years. This is some milk I canned on May 11th, 2022. It's basically the equivalent of evaporated milk like you would buy at the grocery store. This will be pressure canned, and that is what enables it to sit on the shelf and be stable long term. This is a pretty easy process. Today we're going to be using cold whole milk, room temperature or cold, clean pint canning jars, and clean lids and bands. This will be great for biscuits, cornbread, gravies, cream soups, etc. Let's get started. Again, this is cold milk going into a room temperature or cold jar. The jars are just clean. The pressure canning process will sterilize your contents, and that's what enables them to sit on the shelf. We're leaving 1 inch of headspace, so I'm filling it just to the base of the neck here. We will proceed and fill all the jars the same way. I think this is a nice addition to your pantry so you can cook with it or drink it if you would like. Just know that it will have a slightly different taste, maybe sweeter than fresh milk if you were to drink it. I just used a paper towel to clean up the little spill there on the rim of the jar. Just a dry paper towel. You could use a damp paper towel or washcloth. Don't use vinegar, as a lot of people show, because it will curdle your dairy products. Just clean up any messes that you make as you fill your jars. And I'm making a lot. This project may not be suited for a new canner. Again, I have 26 years of canning experience, so I feel confident and comfortable doing this. Again, this is not an approved home canning project, but we've done it and not had any problems. Here I'm just cleaning up any additional messes on the rims of the jars before we add the lids. This is a dry paper towel, but like I said, you could dampen it with some water. Don't use vinegar. Simply just going to apply the lids and the bands. Fingertip tight, nothing too drastic, because your lids will buckle if you put too much tension on them. These are just clean lids and bands. I didn't sterilize them at all. The pressure canner will do that for us. I used about 2 gallons of milk to fill 18 pint jars. I'm using a double-decker canner today, so it holds 18 pints. So I wanted to make sure I was going to run a full batch. You can do this with any milk. We like whole milk here for cooking, so that's why I chose that. I know people have used 2%, 1%, or skim milk, and it works up just the same. It's totally your preference. You can also do half and half the same exact way, or heavy cream. Just follow the exact same process I'm showing you here. Got all of the lids and the bands on. I want to show you a comparison here between the fresh milk and the canned milk. The canned milk, processed milk, is here on the right. That's what I did on May the 11th. You can see the color difference. The one on the left is fresh milk, obviously. The slight color change, that is normal. It's no different than canned milk that you buy from the grocery store. I'm going to be using a pressure canner. You cannot water bath milk. We've got the rack in the bottom. We're just going to start putting the jars in. The canner is cold. Our jars are cold. The milk is cold. Everything's cold. And we're going to be adding cold water. It's all going to heat up together. It's very important that everything is the same temperature. Cold canner, cold jars, cold milk. In goes the cold water. For my canner, I add about 3 to 4 inches of water up on the sides of the jars. Just want to make sure you have enough to where your canner isn't dry at the end. Second layer going in. When I'm using wide mouth and regular mouth jars, I like to alternate them. They seem to fit better in this canner. Just a personal preference. That one's a little snug, so it's going to go in the middle. Now we just need to put the lid on. Lid's on. Now we're just going to turn the heat on high and let everything warm up. This canner is really tall, so I use a portable burner on the countertop. It's hot, it's venting. We need to let it vent for 10 minutes before we add the weight. Ten minutes is up. We're going to use 10 pounds of pressure. So we're going to add the weight onto the canner now. Be very careful, the steam is hot. Let it come up to 10 pounds of pressure. Set your timer for 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes is up, turn your heat off, let it naturally cool, and the pressure fall to 0. The canner has cooled, and the pressure is at 0. We're going to take the weight off and let any excess air out. Voila! Beautiful canned milk that is shelf stable for the pantry. We're going to let them cool here until tomorrow. The lids are popping, you just can't hear it. Or pinging. And tomorrow, when they're cool, we'll take the bands off and get them cleaned up. So it's the next day, taking the rings off. Some of them are a little sticky and hard to get off, so just know that. All of them sealed. Proof is right here. There's some milk residue on them, but I'm using hot water and a mild soapy rag, and we're just getting them cleaned up and ready for storage. I always wash my home canned products. This does not hurt them at all because the lids are sealed. They are suctioned down onto each jar. Milk's a little sticky, can be a little difficult to get off, but with some soap and hot water, it's pretty easy. Here they're all washed, clean. I'll just dry the lids and label them and get them ready to go to the pantry. Nothing like having some shelf-stable milk. Again, only do this if you feel comfortable, but it's pretty easy. Thanks for sticking around and seeing how I can milk for our pantry shelves. I hope you can do it too if you feel comfortable. Until next time, take care and may God bless you.